A video caught our attention where a very voluptuous lady was seen dancing. It was captioned, "A lady built like this might never find true love." Do you agree or disagree? Being shapy or extremely seductive as a lady puts one in a disadvantaged position to find true love, does it? What are your thoughts on this? You can join the conversation on 081-076-41679 or 090-2416-3440. Tweet to us at TVC Connect using the hashtag YourViewTVC. So I saw that video and I was full of admiration. There was nothing but admiration in my head. I'm like, this.
Did you see the video?
It's given.
Oh my God. She was given. And she was not only given, she showed she was given.
She showed up and showed out.
And showed out, my sister. I've seen people who have such voluptuous curves and body figure who sort of cover it up a bit. So you see them wear this pantsuits and everything. You may not be able to tell except you come up close. I used to have an auntie who was that shaped. And she was always on this buba and rapper. Buba and rapper. One particular day, we went for an event together in Delta State, and then she was changing when I saw her. Auntie Veru. My father's eldest sister. And I screamed. I said, "Where did this come from?" She said, "Hey, what? I'm like, but there are some people who are aware of what they have, and they don't mind flaunting it. And now somebody is saying that because you have this type of shape, you may not find true love. You may only find or attract people who just want to use you,
objectify,
run away. What do you think about that statement?
I think, let me go first, because I have personal experiences like myself being the endowed person in front. And when I was growing up, when I was much younger, I remember that one of the things that spurred me into buying a car quick was because I was walking on Oshodi Bridge one day, and those miscreants on the bridge, the way they were making those derogatory statements about milk, and you look at how it is, it's so voluminous. And I was so shy because as at then, this was like 15 years back, I was so shy because we've not really started preaching about body positivity and embracing yourself and understanding that, I didn't create myself. So one of the things that made me quickly gather money, I was doing thrift to just have my first car. Like, I can't deal with this. So it happens to men a lot. Like I say, men are visually wired with they are visually wired. They like what they see.
Their brain in their eyes.
Their brain is in their eyes, is what you see. And some people, so sometimes I tell people that if I have to wear a turtleneck, you know that I am endowed in front. Even if I wear cardigan or let me wear sutana, it will show. You will know. But it's now for you to be able to compose yourself. A few days back, I had the same issue with a man that saw my younger sister. I think if you go to my page, her picture is there. And this man was literally shivering. As in, we saw it in his face, and I'm like, it couldn't be. He came to the lobby of the apartments, and he was asking me, where is she? I said, where is who? He said, your sister. I said, oh, you know her? He said, no, but I like what I see. He went down to the basement to the car park. He came back again and asked me, said, the security said nobody drove out. I said, what are you looking for? And I asked Ogabia, this was around past 12. I said, Ogabia, are you not married? He said, I'm married. I'm married in America. I'm a British citizen. I said, oh, so you can tell me with your mouth that you are married with children.
And you don't care.
And you don't care. And in my head, it's like somebody's father. This is somebody's love of my life that wants to die for another person's behind. So what men actually put themselves through, do they need it? On the other hand, objectifying women, no, I don't think that because you have such banging body. Though some people, I would say, some people just brought the body to enhance the trade. They have a trade that they have specialized in, but they have gone to enhance the body so that the trade are made.
So that the market will sell.
And I've seen a lot, because I know my sister and her friends, the group of friends, they're always talking about body goals, how somebody who has a bigger body or a better curve attracts more men than some people who don't. So I'm trying to learn between these new Gen Z's love for making up their bodies and men. Some men still like we women, we did you, but it's just that they will not talk. They will not tell us. They will
Are you
not
sure
give us
they still like?
Yes, some men do. I checked. There was one conversation of a lady who didn't wear makeup on her wedding day, and I checked the comment section, and a lot of men there were like, God forbid, it won't be me on my day, on her big day. How won't she make up? So I'm saying, yes, men. In fact, I could say that 65% of the men in that comment section did not agree with the bride.
Whoa.
That why is she not wearing makeup? It's her big day. Why is she looking like somebody that's mourning? What's happening? I would send her back. And okay, now, so this is why some women tend to tilt
do the
towards
extra.
what the men sometimes like. But for me, men and their eyes,
So what you've said for me sort of confirms, you know, the topic that we're talking about, where they're saying that so a woman with that sort of body will find it harder to find true love because her body would attract many. You know, will attract many people.
You don't want to imagine. You don't want to imagine.
So for people like that, I agree. So it's not just about voluptuousness, also all sorts of beauty standards wherever in the world that you live. There are some specific beauty types that I feel that they get a lot of attention. So now it depends on the person now to even be more careful in their choices for, you know, for romance and who it is that they end up being, because they know that they will attract everyone. Dick, Harry,
I've heard it
John,
before.
everybody comes, you know. So you have to decide, knowing that this will now be your cross. Meanwhile, for those who don't attract so many eyes, you know, it's easier because you're able to select and pick the ones. In fact, you know that it's not just about your looks that these people are coming. There must be something more.
Else.
So that your own cross may not be that you attract the whole world, but you know, you're able to pick who your partners are. But I feel this body positivity, because it's also similar to a topic we had discussed a few days on the show, where someone was saying that men will not like big girls or they don't like fat girls. And I was trying to say, make the difference between body positivity and just living unhealthy. And for me, this is it. You know, your body type and living in confidence with your body type and owning your body type, that is body positivity. And I feel that a woman who knows that also would, knowing and understanding that, would also want to, you know, she has built enough confidence to be able to choose the right person for her.
Yeah, but do you agree that because of your body type, you may not find true love?
That's what I just said. That's what I said in the beginning. I said, from the story she gave us, that you will be bamboozled. There'll be so many of them, so you will be confused. So what you need to work, as you've worked on your confidence, on owning your body and living confidently, also there's another work for you to do, which is pay attention to the sort of person you want in your life, because you're attracting all sorts.
With what you said, sorry, I remember that. Okay.
Yeah, she hasn't given her
so
initial
for me, if you have it, please, 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 flaunt it, flaunt it very well. Me, I'm a late bloomer. I was a late bloomer. I don't know whether I think I'm still blooming. For the longest time, I did not have bum. I did not have the front one. It took me a while to get there. I'll be saying, hey, Chimo, who do me like this? So if you have it, please flaunt it. Who creates beauty standards? Anyways, beauty standards should be what you decide it to be for you. Your sense, you spoke about the wedding. Most of the men saying that, no, if you want to do makeup on your wedding day, if you don't want to do, beauty should be what you define it to be and what you define to mean to you. When it comes to true love, it has nothing to do with body, it has nothing to do with whether you can speak English, it has nothing to do with whether you're tall, whether you're short. Person will like you, go like you, regardless. You understand? Men have specs. There's some men that don't even have any specs.
Yes.
They go for they're speckless, they go for anything. While there's certain men that they are attracted to slim girls, and they would always, no matter what is in the room or what passes, they will always go for that one. While there are men that they like them big. I've always said something on this show, and I always say it. Follow your type. If you like this, own it. Follow that one. If you don't like something, so that tomorrow you'll not be running kiri. You will still run if you want to run. Shall you see that video of that lady? Me, I like that dress, that outfit. Please, do they have it in my size? I want.
So let me put it in context. I don't know if it's just Nigeria that we're this type of way, because I've gone to some African countries, and trust me, most of their ladies are that way, naturally. And I don't see their men falling over when they pass, because you have a mother in the house that's shaped that way. You have sisters shaped that way. The madam selling bolly on the street is shaped that way. In fact, when I went to Botswana, it was bad. Their men were shaped that way. Okay. Like, I was confused. From the back, you can't tell if he's a guy. I'm not joking. I am not. If you have gone to Botswana, please, you will notice it. You can't tell who is, and they were not so tall. You know, they had no front, but you see that back, it was like this.
The biggest behind.
I'll be walking in the mall. I am turning. I'm a woman, though. I'm looking at from one person. After a while, I got tired because everybody,
Your
even
neck.
the caterers, the waiters serving you in the hotel, everybody has that same shape.
Structure.
And nobody's falling over themselves. And they could single me out that I was not from their country when I got there. Because then I was tall and I was shaped different, right? So is it a Nigerian thing that we now go after this with everything to the extent that we are losing ourselves? Or is it something that has been going on from time immemorial? Because I know that even back in the day, there's this way they relate to women who had down below. If you see the way they make the dolls, the figures for our doll babies and everything, there's always this curve. Always that curve is there. A woman should have that curve. Now, why is there so much craze about if a woman comes out looking that hourglass way? Why the confusion? Why the craze?
No, it's just the beauty standards now.
No,
That's what
I
it is.
I think we're not used to it. You understand? Because like your example, if you look at Botswana, if you look at Ethiopia, if you look at Ghana, Kenya, South Africa, they grew to understand that this is how we
look.
This is how we look.
Okay.
Nigeria is of diverse people, of diverse stature. You can't even say that, oh, the people of Ondo look certain way or the people of Edo look certain way.
Tell.
I think the only thing we can usually differentiate with is color. When you see a bright, beautiful lady, you can almost tell that probably she's Igbo. Until she shocks you and say, oh, I'm Yoruba. Then you are asking, you're inquiring, who is Igbo in your family? Because this color is for a certain region of people. So I think that because we are not used to that side, and now the craze of, oh, women or girls, young girls, knowing that, oh, I can own my body, I can do things with my body, people want this type of body, is pushing them more into the BBL. Like what I wanted to say when Miriam was, after she spoke, I remember that a guy in 2010, a guy told me that he's been toasting me for months, but one day he just came up to me and said, you know what, you look like a meal for senators and ministers.
Jesus.
You know, yes. He called it in Yoruba, Eruaba. And that said, in 2010, a meal. That you look like
some
meal. That if I have to marry you, I will probably live with hypertension. Because I know that when you go out, people look at you. So in my head, I'm trying to look like, you're not even confident enough. You come here and state your CV, let's know. So like what Miriam said, that it's now your self-esteem and your self-confidence as a woman that makes you know what you want to pick over being dissuaded by, oh, this one. Okay. Every man will come. They want to have a taste of the pudding.
Let's take Moritala from Ogba. Good morning, Moritala. Sorry, Miriam.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that it's not new to us. This body is not new to us. At least we would say for the Southwest. You know, if they were to describe the women of the Southwest, they are described that way.
They have that body.
Yes, but I think what is happening is we're now accepting and acknowledging that we love this body type. Because there was a time, because of Western influence, where everybody was going the slim way, because that's what they like. They like them slim, you know, nearly without any adhesion.
No flesh.
Yes, nothing,
almost no flesh.
You know. And so that appreciation of that sort of beauty also reflected in a way that made you look like, okay, you're now exposed or you're more educated or something like that. And then they started disregarding their own beautiful women. You know, I've always said that when you hear Oyinbo people talk about their beauties, they talk about it with so much pride. And, you know, it used to annoy me that blacks didn't appreciate our own black bodies. But now we're doing it. So the craze you're talking about, that why do we have such craze? I don't think it's for lack of such women. I think it's now we have appreciated, acknowledging it. That's why even other African women or other black women, they say, I have this. Nigerian man wants me, because the Nigerian man knows how to show that he loves this body type. This body type that has been criticized, has been called all sorts of things. There's a Nigerian man somewhere that when he sees it, he's going over. Yeah, there's one American lady that made such a funny video. She said, I have this, and I also have, she now showed her back there. So I'm looking for any Nigerian man who will come, you know, because they know that these sort of people, when they see it, they will fall all over. And I love that about us. But you know, you mentioned growing up and some things that were said to you. Now that's the part I don't like. Where we take it to the point where we make a girl feel down. You now objectify her. She's here just growing into her body and learning her body understanding her body, and then you point it out to her, you sexualize her even before she gets to that point. Now, that's the one I have a problem with. But for an older woman who knows herself, is confident in herself, and she gets admiring glances, she gets compliments for her body, especially this African body type, I think it's a good thing.
Yeah. So, you know, when I was in the university, I had this friend. She's a popular person now. Sometimes when I see people troll her on her page and accuse her of BBL, I laugh. She has always been like that. Her mother was like that. When we became friends in school, I think I was in 200 level then, we had we went to Miss Malaika beauty pageant together. That was how we became friends and all of that. And we now stayed in the same hostel in school. She's always had that, like, the thing is, as if it wants to fall off. It's before BBL, in fact, BBL cannot stand that one naturally standing. Or they like this. Standing, or quarter. So she's always been like that. So this particular day, I think then my boyfriend came for convocation after they had graduated and left. And then we're one of the ushers for the convocation ceremony. So afterwards, I said, okay, let's go to my boyfriend's house where he was staying at the time with his friends, and let's just go and visit. So by the time we got there, as we walked into the hostel, all the boys, they were falling over. BC, where did you bring this one from? My boyfriend joined them to be jumping. They were jubilating, they were jumping, you know? And for the first time, I now started thinking about it. So later on, we were having a conversation. I said, so why did you come for me if you people are jumping this way? He said, no, your own is there. There's potential. The structure is there. When you add weight, it will come out. And he didn't lie. Because when I now started putting on weight, I now understood how it is for him. Because even till date, when he gets to that area and he's seeing everything, he's still jumping. I'm like, okay. So when I'm losing weight, I know not to lose so much so that the jumping will continue. You know. But I wanted to take this to an area of concern for me. We have somehow judged people with such shapes as promiscuous. So once you see a woman who is well-figured that way, we automatically assume that this person is not decent, as if leave BBL alone before BBL became a thing, as if she created herself, and because of that figure, she has no self-control, she's promiscuous, she can do anything. What do you think about that? Is he objectifying now?
Yes,
of her, sexualizing because somebody was gifted. It's a gift. You didn't create yourself.
So for me, I also think that courage, how you carry yourself as a woman, matters a lot, whether you have curves or you don't have curves. And if you have curves already and you know that people tend to objectify you, like then you should carry yourself in this, you should be more intentional in how you carry yourself.
Okay.
Do you understand? Because if you know that you have a certain problem, right? It's not supposed to be a problem, but you just, like I said, courage, so that people don't mistake you for who you're not. They say dress the way you want to be addressed. So if you're going into certain gatherings, you're going into certain functions, you should dress a certain way.
Appropriately?
Appropriately. You can't be going for like a black tie event and you just like you're going to the club. That means you're not even calling for people to objectify your curves and your body.
Yeah, objectifying yourself.
Yes, objectifying yourself. So even if you have the curves, it's not everywhere that you flaunt it in a certain way. Do you understand?
Doesn't that apply to any body type?
That's what I'm saying. No, I said any body type.
Yes.
But then if you have a certain kind of body, too, do you understand? And you're going for certain functions. If you're going to church, this is how you should also dress.
But you said you here now.
No. I said flaunt.
No,
I said flaunt it, but dress accordingly.
Don't go through the corners.
If you're in church,
So before you come in, let's have this call. Rotimi. Good morning, Rotimi.
Good morning,
Good morning.
Beautiful lady in the house.
Good morning, we can hear you.
You ladies are so beautiful. So beautiful.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Don't objectify us, Biko.
God also bless you with beauty. And I pray your beauty will not be faded away in Jesus' name.
Amen.
First and foremost is that in life is a choice, right? The way you want yourself is a choice. Two, for instance, according to what you said earlier, that anything you want, if, for instance, you want to follow someone that's, you are a smoker, right? and then you want to marry someone that is not a smoker, there will be a trouble.
Yeah.
So you are a smoker. You have to go with a smoker girl. If you are a club, definitely you cannot marry someone that does not associate with club. So you have to go with club person. Now both of you will understand each other.
Yeah.
So likewise shape. That's likewise shape of a lady. So it's a choice. A lot of people say, I love Orobo. People that are fat, that have big bum. Why some will say that he likes leper? So it's a choice. What I'm trying to say in essence is that it's left for you to build yourself. To build yourself the way you love yourself. No matter how you build yourself, you love yourself. Your choice will come and meet you, no matter how. Somebody that will like you will like you.
Thank you, Rotimi. Thank you. You were going to say something,
so I was
Mary.
saying to Amaka, as you said, dress appropriately for wherever it is that you're going. And I do not think it has to do with the body type.
Okay.
I think it applies to everyone.
Everybody.
You're going to church, even if you're skinny as a rake, there is a way that you should dress. But I hear you, which is there's some kind of dressing that someone who is not that endowed can get away with without getting people
eyes.
look at you. But then realize that a woman who is that way gets attention whether she likes it or not. And she will be constantly, and to have that confidence and go out and just be yourself, you have to take yourself away from the point of how would they say? How would they, because you're constantly not going to, if you find yourself under that sort of pressure, you will not carry yourself confidently. So I think, first of all, across the board, appropriate dressing for different places that you're going. Yeah. Once we have that, then everybody should learn to respect people.
Exactly.
For their choices. Because the person comes out, it does not give you the right to say milky something, or call, we used to have a staff here, beautifully endowed. You remember her? She doesn't work here anymore. And one of her stories, she says when she first, that there are places she would go to and she knew that they were looking at her a certain way, she was perceived to be a certain type, just because of the way she looked, She, even before she was an age where she understood herself, people already assume, this one, she must have been with men, she must have done things. And we have that mindset, and for me, those are the people that we need to speak to.
Yes.
That person would wear the pair of jeans you wear with a t-shirt and will still be objectified.
Yeah. So
it is not her fault, it's your fault that you're disrespectful of somebody's body type.
Exactly.